Hi guys, welcome to well, my YouTube video. I still have my pyjama bottoms on, I'm not going to lie, and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but that is okay. We're going to be doing a sit down chat video, so get a drink of some description. I'm thinking this might be like 10 to 15 minutes long. I don't want to blab, I don't want it to be too long. I'm making a collagen drink. It's this one. I am making a collagen drink, vegan collagen, because the skin is going to stretch, it's going to grow, and you want that elasticity. I.e., we're trying to just keep the skin good during this journey of life, okay? So get your drink, whether it's tea, coffee, smoothie, alcohol, whatever you want, enjoy. Baby. I'll link this down below because vegan collagen, i.e. also a nice vegan collagen, quite hard to come by. I have tried a few. And this one is definitely my favourite. Cheap? No, it is not. It is not, but you know, we choose our luxuries in life. Anyway, today's video I wanted to do a like sit down, where we're at, kind of recap on the fact that I'm pregnant. So I have established this before, right? Across my social medias. This channel, why is this camera lens like? There you go. My YouTube channel, my Instagram is not going to turn into a pregnancy or baby social media page. I'm not going to go from fitness and health to a mum, you know. Don't know why I pulled that face, but essentially I want to keep my social medias the way they are, but obviously include some information about this as we go along. The majority of my audience is female. Obviously not everybody wants to have children. That's absolutely everyone's individual choice. But you know, I think a majority of my audience will maybe at some point in their life go through this journey, and I would like to share bits and bobs as we go along, without it overtaking everything, because I don't want it to overtake everything. What I do as a job is my hobby, it's my identity, it's my thing, and I don't want to lose that just because a baby is going to crawl out of my vagina. I hope it crawls out, because that'd be great. But before we start this video, like pregnancy and motherhood and all of that encompassed is a very sensitive topic, and I'm very aware of that. I am going to make sure that my word choice is sensitive, it's appropriate. If there's people that don't want to watch this type of content because it's upsetting to them or it's triggering to them, or for whatever reason, you know, you could be struggling, you could have struggled in the past, you just might have not so good connotations with the topic. So yes, I am very aware that people do struggle with this. Heart goes out to people that do struggle with it. I feel personally very, what's the word, blessed, grateful for my own experience that I've had thus far, but obviously I do know and recognise that it is a very, very sensitive topic, and I understand it might not be for everyone to watch, and I hope that it only brings positivity through my social media and not any kind of negative side effects. But I feel like I want to say that at the start of all these videos, because I don't want people to think that, oh, look at me in this great journey, blah 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 blah, and not recognise that there are so many people out there that are struggling in this area. So just disclaimer before we get started, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are people out there that have a really hard time and do find this topic very sensitive. But with that being said, my journey we're going to talk about so far is first trimester. So obviously I announced to you guys when I was 17 weeks pregnant, which is obviously well into the, not well into, it's not well into, it's kind of into the second trimester, and it's into the 4th month. I think it's funny to say that I'm like technically, no, not technically, you are 4 months pregnant, because it's only around about now that I've started feeling the changes, but I've already vlogged like 15 weeks onwards, so I have like 2 weeks worth of vlog footage, an actual vlog, like stuff I'm doing in my life and all that, not a sit down talking one. So I definitely want to make that one of my next videos. So I can't decide if this video is probably just going to be like my experience so far, then I'm going to do a separate Q&A video, and then the weekly vlog video, but also my regular schedule content in between. So like I said, my channel's not going to turn into pregnancy, baby, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I've never obviously been interested, not been interested, but I wouldn't have just clicked on videos of people talking about pregnancy and like what you're doing when you're pregnant or working out when you're pregnant, etc., because that wasn't the stage of life I was at. I wasn't interested in it, unless it was people I already followed. So for example, like Sarah's Day, Tammy Hembrow, I was like, let me see what you're doing. I'm not pregnant, but I want to see, like, I don't even really like babies that much yet, but you know, let me see what you're doing. So I understand the content will be for everyone, hence why my channel will not turn into a pregnancy channel. But the stuff is so good. I got a chunk written up. So basically, for the first 14 weeks, I wrote down everything, like week by week. I've got a journal note on my phone, week 4 right through to week 16. So I'm obviously going to I'll just do up to week 14, because obviously I've then started vlogging from week 15, so you'll get all the kind of, all the chat as it happens. So basically, I found out I was pregnant in November. Now, I know my body very well, okay? I've not been on birth control or like hormonal birth control. I've always tracked my cycle. Don't know if you guys are aware of that. I've always tracked my cycle. I've never been on hormonal birth control, so my periods, very regular, very normal. I know exactly what is going on in this body of mine all the time, okay? All the time, every day, every week, every month. I know where I'm at. I know what's going on. I know what should be going on. I know why I feel a certain way. So I just knew something was up. However, Mother Nature thinks we're a fool, because Mother Nature decided that your early pregnancy symptoms is the exact same as your pre-period symptoms. Why do you get the cramps? You feel like you know when you feel your period's going to start, you're like, oh, I better run to the bathroom. I feel like that might be my period. My boobs are sore. I'm so tired. I can't stop eating chocolate. I'm a bit irritated. Blah de blah de blah. It's all the same when you're waiting to find out if you're pregnant or not. It's exactly the same. So if you're not like fully in tune with your body, you might miss that. However, because I'm so like, we know what's going on, I was like, the first kind of couple of days I was like, my period is so due, it's so coming, but at the same time there was just something in the air, you know. I was like, don't know what it is, but something's just a bit different. So I actually found out before I even missed my period, because like I said, I just knew. I was like, there's something not quite right here. So, oh, there's my pie. So I found out, I think maybe like 2 or 3 days before my period was due, so I hadn't even missed it yet. I hadn't even got to the day of when it was supposed to be, and I was like, nah, there's something going on, let's do a test. And Adam and I did the test together. We just sat there in the bathroom. It was like night time, which obviously I think you're supposed to do the test in the morning, because you're what's the hormone? Well, I can't think what the hormone's called. Whatever the hormone is that when you pee in a stick, it's supposed to be higher in the morning. However, we did it at night time, which was absolutely fine. It came like straight up. However, we did read the test wrong. We'll get into all of this in a Q&A. I want to do like a proper Q&A of like finding out and all that kind of stuff. But we found out literally a few days before my period was missed. We even read the test wrong, thought it was a negative. Turns out it was a positive. We were like, cool, jamming, let's go. And I will be honest, it doesn't feel very real until you go for a scan. That was my personal experience, but again, like I want to include that in a Q&A. This kind of, I want to just talk about the first trimester and like what I had going on. So like straight off the bat, as soon as I hit like week 5, oh my god, the nausea and the fatigue, Like, I would wake up in the morning, I sleep well, right? I sleep like 8-9 hours a night. I would wake up and be like, whoa, what is going on? Have you ever been hungover? Some of you might not have been hungover, right? I've been hungover a few times in my life, a few too many in the early 20s, right? I woke up feeling hungover every day for 4 weeks. Now I'm grateful it was only 4 weeks because some people are ill, right? But I had a 4-week stint between weeks 5 and 9. I might as well have been binge drinking every single night. It was absolutely horrendous. Like, I woke up, like, couldn't even lift head off the pillow, feeling so nauseous, so sick, but also like so tired. I'm like, what is going on? I knew obviously I was pregnant, but I'm like, this, no, this is not for me. This is not for me. I'm not enjoying this whatsoever, but needs must. And honestly, you don't even know where it's going to go. I was like, right, take it each day as it comes, we'll just go with it. This could last 12 weeks, this could last 20 weeks, this could last 2 weeks. We really don't know. I need to buy new memory cards because this is already running out. I wanted this video to be 10 minutes and the whole intro was 10 minutes, but essentially woke up feeling like legit hungover every day for 4 weeks. So in that 4-week stint is where I experienced like all of my negative things, right? When I say a vegetable that has never looked so bad in my life, I mean it. Like, being a vegan and then not liking vegetables, who does that? Like, who can actually do that? I understand there's people that are like unhealthy vegans, they just don't care what they eat, but how do they do it? Because, wow. But it got to the point where, like, got up out of bed and would go to my working station, and within like an hour of being on my laptop, I was like, I need a nap. Like, cannot keep my eyes open, so tired. And I'm not a napper, I don't nap during the day, I don't sleep during the day, like, I just don't find it productive for me. So I was setting myself like 20-minute intervals of lie down, close your eyes, if you sleep you sleep, if you don't you don't. But I was like, no, I have so much work to do. I have like a career to keep up and all the rest of it, and also a facade to keep up because people don't know. And as a result, I was doing like 20-minute naps and then like, come on, get up, got to keep going. If you experience nausea when you are pregnant, eat, right? Because I woke up and I felt so nauseous and so sick. I've never actually been sick. Hallelujah. I've never actually got to the point of being sick, but I woke up like just feeling so nauseous, and it would kind of last most of the day until like lunchtime. It would die off and then it would come back again like 7-8 o'clock at night. So being nauseous, I didn't want to eat anything, right? Everything sounded bad, nothing sounded enjoyable. I thought the thought of eating would make me feel like I was going to be sick, but see, as soon as you ate something, oh my god, you felt 10 times better. So I quickly realised, when you get up, eat something. And I mean like literally a bite of toast. Like, I was eating like toast and peanut butter or toast and jam, and just like 1 or 2 bites of it. Dry granola was a thing as well. And you instantly feel better. Like, it's not even like you need to have a full-on meal. It was just wee bits and wee bobs. And it was all very much carbohydrate. So I was still able to eat oats, granola, like yogurts and granola. You might have seen on Instagram, I went through a yogurt granola phase. That is why I'm still on that phase, right enough. Like, I'm still enjoying it. Also, the light is going up and down here, it's getting bright and then going back to normal. I'm sitting right at my patio doors. Anyway, everything was carbohydrate that I wanted. So I wanted toast, I wanted bread, I wanted bagels, I wanted granola, oats. I could still eat oats, so that was a good thing, but quite just plain oats with sugar and fruit on it, not like cacao powder and all this kind of stuff. Lunchtime, bagels and crisps. Bagels and crisps. Not a roll and crisps, bagels and crisps. And then, I'm just going to look at my nose here, but I hated tofu. Like, I couldn't make tofu, I couldn't make vegetables. The only vegetables I could eat, so I could eat vegetables, but it was like salady vegetables, so like lettuce, peppers, onions, even cucumbers, sweet corn, that kind of stuff. I could eat that, but not cooked vegetables, so not broccoli or Brussels sprouts or my regular veg that I would normally eat. If it was like a kind of raw salady vegetable, yes. If it was a hot cooked one, no. Rice, sometimes rice, sometimes not. Thankfully, like, that passed quickly, but within like week 5 to 9, that was where we were at, and there was a 2-week window. I don't know exactly where it was. There was a 2-week window between like 5 and 7 where I didn't want anything home cooked at dinner time. So I was eating pretty normal for like breakfast. I was eating my oats, I was eating granolas and yogurts, and I was eating fruit, and then even like bagels and stuff at lunchtime, fine. But see, by the time it got to dinner time, I was like, Deliveroo, we need to go on Deliveroo. And when I say Adam was living his best life, that man would live on takeaway food, right? We have very different approaches to diet. He eats what I make him, but if he had the choice, he would eat like Nando's every day. So I very much was like, on a Monday I was like, right, I really want something Mexican, so I went and got burritos. Then on a Tuesday I'm like, Mexican sounds horrendous, and I want a pizza. Then on a Wednesday, pizza now sounds horrendous, and I want Chinese. And it kind of went down that route for like 2 weeks. Deliveroo, you're welcome for funding you, because I spent so much money on Deliveroo. But thankfully that was only for about 2 weeks, and within that period as well is when I felt so unmotivated, so tired, so sick, so blah, that I never went to the gym. I actually think I only missed the gym for a week. We didn't do 2 weeks, definitely not. It was about a week's worth, and I was just like, I'm just not feeling this. Like, is this what's going to happen during my experience of pregnancy? Because that's just not fitting with my lifestyle plan. But always good, always fine. So essentially, I'll answer this in a Q&A as well, but every pregnancy is different and every woman experiences it differently. Obviously speak to your midwife and your healthcare professional about anything to do with your own pregnancy. But for me, because I have what's classed as a healthy and low risk pregnancy, I am completely okay to continue doing what I've always done exercise wise. So if you've been doing a certain exercise regime for 6 months before you've got pregnant, if you have a healthy low risk pregnancy, your midwife is most likely going to say you can continue doing what you've always been doing. So thankfully we have still been doing, I would say, like 90% the same workouts in the gym. There have been a few modifications, again I'll get into them in like the Q&A because they're a bit more specific, but for the most part we've been keeping up the gym, we've been feeling good, and yeah, that's where we're at in the exercise. But obviously listening to my body, like there's some exercises that I'm like, I'm not feeling that. Like I don't like the way that's sitting on the body. So it's also about listening to your actual body as well as listening to your healthcare professional. But back to, we are now, I would say if we're getting on to like week 7, oh my god, my skin was one of the telltale signs as well. So I had like, I ended up googling it and diagnosing myself with, is it perioral dermatitis? And the reason I came across that is because I remember Sarah's Day talking about it when she was pregnant, and basically all, it's away now, but like all around here and all up here was just this rash. It was kind of spotty but not spotty, and it was rashy and it was dry, and no matter what you put on it, like I woke up in the morning like peeling the skin off, like, oh, it was just, yeah, it was mostly on this side, to be fair. Like, I did this twice, I've now had to change my memory card. But yeah, that was one of the things as well, as my skin just broke out, like so rashy, so just like, if I've got, so this is the thing, I didn't take photos right away when it started because honestly I was feeling so like low in my self-esteem, waking up every day feeling so sick, so tired, my skin was breaking out, all I wanted to eat was like bagels and crisps. I was like, oh my god, I feel horrendous. And when you feel so horrendous, you're not going to take pictures of yourself, and I kind of wish I did, but I have kind of like the later stages of my skin, which I'll pop up here, and obviously this doesn't even look bad now, but at the time this was like the end of it, so this just looks like a couple of spots now. But oh my god, it was so itchy. The problem was because it was so itchy and you couldn't really put makeup over it like I did, because obviously I was hiding it from everyone in my life, because my skin's been really clear for the past few years. They would have been like, what's going on with your face? People say that, like, what's going on with your face? And they just would have, I feel like they might have like guessed something was going on. So I was like makeup all the time, making sure it was covered, but oh my gosh, it was like it was just so uncomfortable. Everything, including my boyfriend, smelled bad, and I feel bad saying that, but like everything, like I could smell a candle from 2 rooms away. I was like, where's that gingerbread candle? Because this was coming up to Christmas time, you know, it was like near Christmas time. Every person that bought me a candle at Christmas, I nearly punched you in the face because everything just smelled like, I could smell food from far away, I could smell candles from far away, I could smell Adam and I was like, but actually he didn't smell bad, I could just smell him, if that makes sense. I just kept saying to him, I'm like, I can just smell you, like I can smell you really like strongly, but he didn't smell bad because he doesn't smell bad. But yeah, like everything was just, yeah, tomato sauce, ew. Because so Adam's more of a savoury eater, so when he would eat things in the morning, he has like ketchup, tomato sauce with it, and I could not stomach the smell of it. It was absolutely disgusting. I'm trying to think what else. Coffee, no. So the rule of thumb, I think, as far as I'm aware, is 1 serving of coffee a day is absolutely fine. I did avoid it in the first trimester just with the whole, it could be linked to miscarriage, all the rest of it. I also didn't like the smell of it, the thought of it was disgusting. But I'm back on it now, so it's all okay there. What else? By week 8, all I wanted to eat was fruit. So that was positive because I was like, thank God, healthy stuff. But I mean, like, I was eating like full melons, then I was eating through like, you know, you get the big packs of fruit, like, because I was buying mangoes and I was buying pineapples, but I feel like there's so much wastage when you cut it up yourself, and you're waiting on it to ripen and stuff. So I was going into like Morrison's and things and buying like 500 grams of mangoes and 500 grams of pineapples, like big packs of it, and just like eating through it. Like I was back till Rottle 4, we were eating every bit of fruit we could find. And it was great. I'm kind of still on that bandwagon, like the fruit is definitely here to stay, which is a good thing. So then by week 9, this is where things kind of calmed down. So wasn't feeling as tired in the morning and needing naps, wasn't feeling sick anymore, wasn't too bad with the smells, like some things yes, but and then my diet wise, I was like, oh, I could eat tofu, or you know, I'm going to try making this because I used to eat it all the time, things like that. But it happened at week 9 and it was very all of a sudden, like I just woke up one day and I was like, So I had an appointment with my midwife at week 10 and I said to her, I was like, look, what does this mean? Does this mean stuff has stopped progressing? Like, what's the story? And she's like, no, like this can happen at any stage. Because I was expecting it to go on for like 12 to 15 weeks. And all of a sudden after 4 weeks it just stopped. So a slight concern. I was like, oh no, does that mean something's wrong? Always check. If you think something might be wrong, just check. You're not stupid. You're not misinformed. Like, you're better just to check. So I was straight in like, please tell me. And she was like, no, you're absolutely fine. So we are, touch wood, so far absolutely fine. Week 9, oh yeah, eating more. Gym is normal, met the midwife, coffee is good again. So I actually did start kind of having coffee like once or twice a week round about week 10. Week 10 I've written here, I feel fine, but I have to eat very regularly. So back to the nauseous thing, the nausea had left in terms of when I wake up in the morning I was feeling nauseous. However, I was finding that if I was going longer than 2 hours without eating anything, I was starting to feel nauseous again. So I had started packing snacks everywhere I went. If I was going in the car for more than half an hour, if I was going to the gym, this lighting keeps going really bright. Especially the gym. So I had found that being in the gym, like midway through the workout, I was like, oh, I feel a bit nauseous, but not unwell that I had to stop exercising, but just nauseous. So I very much started packing the holy grail of workout snacks. Biscoff biscuits. See the wee packs of Lotus biscuits? You get like a wee 2-pack. My gym bag was full of them, and every time I was in the gym I was cracking open the biscuits. Probably had people being like, are you for real? 2 minutes. Oh god. My delivery guy always does that. He just like leaves stuff at the door, rings it, and then I get there and he's away. He just leaves the parcel. I mean, saves me having to collect it elsewhere. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Biscoff biscuits in the gym. Absolutely amazing. That's still a thing in that I have them in my bag, but I haven't really needed to eat them in the past few weeks. So we're okay there. What else? Oh yes, week 10 is where like specific cravings started. Nothing crazy though, like you know how you get people that like want to eat like the wall and sponges and stuff like that. Apparently that comes later on, so that'll be interesting. But one of the things was, oh, that's when the chocolate started. So as you know, I love chocolate, right? But by week 10 I had to be having like a lot of chocolate a day, and I have no problem with that. I have a zero issue with my chocolate consumption, and I'm still on that. Like every morning I'm putting like chunks of chocolate on top of my porridge. I'm normally having some kind of chocolate based snack. I'll tell you what's actually been proven to be a very good snack is, see my vegan baked cookies? See microwaving that for 20 seconds, it is like a brownie and you're getting like 15 grams of protein at the same time. They're working for me. And then like at night time after dinner, ice cream cones. See like cornetto cones, you can get vegan ones of them. I'm probably having them like 4 or 5 times a week. They're just so good. They are just so good. So week 10, oh yes, I started craving chocolate milkshakes. So in line with the chocolate cravings, but I mean like I needed a chocolate milkshake, but I needed one from Loop and Scoop, which is an ice cream and churro dessert place in Glasgow. It's about half an hour away from where I live, right? So I was like, oh, I'm not going to go and get a chocolate milkshake. This lasted 4 days to the point that I was like, I need to go and get a chocolate milkshake, like, but specifically that one, that's the one I need. So of course we drive there, we get there, and they normally have like 6 or 8 vegan ice creams in this place, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, we only have the mint choc chip. Well, do not tell someone that is craving a chocolate milkshake for 4 days that they can't have one. And I was like, okay, I'll just have a mint choc chip milkshake instead. And do you know what, it was a nice milkshake. It kind of got me over the chocolate milkshake need, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. But anyway, I digress. Oh, tiredness. So I was totally fine in the morning, fine during the day, but by 6 o'clock at night, I was like, I am done. I am done for the day. I didn't go to bed at that time, obviously. Like I just waited to go to my usual, I got to bed round about between 10 and 11 is kind of my time frame. And it's funny because, so Adam functions on like 5 hours sleep, right? I function on like 8 or 9. So when it gets to night time, he is not interested in going to bed at 10 o'clock. He's just not. However, was it last night? I thought it was last night. We watched a movie quite like early on with dinner and stuff like that, and we ended up, it was finished at like 9:20, right? He was not aware of the time, so we like brushed our teeth, got ready for bed, all the rest of it. We got into bed and he just like went to go on TikTok and he was like, it's 10 to 10. I was like, yes, I know. It's amazing. And he's like, I'm not going to bed at 10 to 10. I was like, you're in the bed now. You're in the bed now. Why would you get back up? So we went to bed at 10 to 10. Ha. But it actually worked out. I was like, do you know what? We'll take this time just to not watch TV. We'll just chat. We'll hang out. We'll talk. And do you know what? That's what we did. And see, by 11 o'clock, I was like, did you not enjoy that? Some actual chatting time, which obviously we do regularly, all the time. But normally we watch a movie, then we're in bed for like 20 minutes, then we go to sleep type of thing. Anyway, the skin started to clear up around about week 10. Oh my god, I had to get my bloods done. So I don't like needles, right? I don't like injections, vaccines. I get them done when it needs to be done, obviously, but I'm not a fan of it, and I do not like getting my blood taken. So we had to get my blood taken, and the midwife tried to take it, and I went at like 9 in the morning, and it just was not working. I've had my blood taken loads of times in my life, right? It's not a new concept to me, and I've never had issues with it other than I don't like the feeling of it. But she could not get this blood out my arm, and she was like, your blood isn't coming out. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then she was like, right, I'm just gonna change arms. Then she changed his arm, and then she tried 3 different times, right? And by that point she was like, I really can't get blood out your arm. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to come back another day because I'm about to pass out. Like you've stabbed a needle in my arm 3 times now, and I'm really trying. I'm holding on for dear life here, but I am struggling. I cannot have this going on. So anyway, I had to come back. I go to a phlebotomist, and that all worked out fine. Turns out you actually have to drink a lot of water and make sure you've eaten a meal before you get your blood taken. Anyway, it was all fine, got my bloods taken. But we got tested for like, I got tested for everything. And because I had, so basically when I got sent to the phlebotomist, she gave me like a bag of all these vials, right? And she was like, oh, take these, get these done, and then get them submitted. And I was like, why is there like 15 bottles? And she's like, we're just going to test you for everything. And I was like, okay. And then when I went to the phlebotomist, she kind of looked at me and she was like, I've never seen this much blood having to get taken in my life. And I'm like, please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that, because I don't cope well with getting my blood taken. And then it turned out it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the bloods get picked up at 2:30. And she was like, right, we're just going to do this quickly. And I'm like, oh, this is too rushed for me, all the rest of it. But we got like, I got everything tested. So Adam is mixed race. So you have to get tested for that, which, thanks. They tested like all my iron. They tested, what else did they even test? I don't know. They tested everything. What did they test? Honestly, I don't know. They tested every single thing that they can test for in my blood. They all came back hunky-dory. You're good to go. Amen. No issues. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord, because that was not happening again for me. Week 11 is when I started to feel bloated. So still no, there was obviously physical changes, like my boobs started growing like right away. It's been amazing, thank you boob gods. I've never had boobs, so getting boobs has been a good experience for me. I actually can still sort of get away with having abs on a good day, but only the top 4. The bottom ones, they were lost a long time ago. But even by weeks like 11 and 12, my body hadn't changed much other than my boobs. And obviously a bit of water weight, so my abs were slightly less defined, but they were still there for social media purposes, so that you guys didn't really notice that there was anything different. Obviously having abs was absolutely not a priority whatsoever, but it was handy. They stuck around for a while so that my secret could stay mine for a bit longer. You know, I didn't want to post it at 12 weeks. I wanted to have a bit of time. But yeah, headaches started. I started getting really bad headaches around about week 11. Week 12, again, dry skin. In line with this, had mostly cleared up, but my body skin, like I was moisturising like mad, like all over my body after baths and showers, and I'd wake up in the morning and like there'd be skin falling off my legs, like flaky skin, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? That's also passed, which is good to know. Week 13, all I've written is hungry, cake is great. Hummus and Nando's sauce. So I don't know if you've ever been to Nando's, right? But they do this like hummus starter with pita bread, and you get this like Nando's sauce and oil situation to pour on the hummus, and then you dip it in. I was making homemade versions of that every single day, and it was bad. Hiccups. I was going to swear there, but I'm not going to because I don't do that on my YouTube channel. But dear Lord above, I have had hiccups since about, I'd probably say it was actually earlier than week 12, but I only started writing it down about week 12, 13. I have hiccups constantly, and especially when I eat, but oh my gosh. I've only ever had 2 hiccups at a time, like I've never had a series of hiccups, and now I have them constantly. It's probably an indigestion, heartburn thing that's going to develop, but oh my gosh. I'm constantly just like, oh, like going about my day, and it gets to a point where I've done like 20 in a row and I'm like, I'm over it, stop with the hiccups. So that's week 13. So week 14 is the last one that I'll include. Skin cleared up, chocolate peanuts, oh my god. There's this brand, they're called, is it Doise and Dam? Something like that, and they do these like vegan M&M copycats. So they're like, why is this not focused? It was like big peanuts with chocolate on them. I was eating them a bag a day for about a week. Oh, they were so good. Feeling good, tired by 9, so we've got an extra 3 hours out of the day. Loving the gym, loving healthy meals, slight bump in the morning. So long story short, when I wake up, oh my god, see hiccups. when I wake up in the morning, the first thing, so Adam wakes up before me. He wakes up at like, actually he wakes up before his alarm. I've never woken up before an alarm a day in my life, right? It's just not how I roll. I'm not a morning person, I just don't do it. But he wakes up early and he'll just like, I sleep naked, right? TMI, but not really, who cares, we're adults. How do you think we got pregnant in the first place? But he like whips the covers off and he's like, let me see it. So I sleep on my back for the most part, like a dead person, like I don't really move. And he always like, so every morning he's like, let's see it, and he looks at my belly, and it's very slowly from belly button down, there's like this little bump that's just like progressing over the past few weeks. It only started about what, week 14, so it's only been like 3.5 weeks of it now. But when you stand up, it's gone. Okay, when you stand up, your body like levels out or whatever. And I'm definitely thicker, like from the side I am thicker. It's obvious that I look like I've put on weight or I'm bloated, but when I'm lying flat there's a bump. So every morning it's whip the covers off, like I am like half asleep, it's dark and all sorts, and I'm like, do not wake me up. But he does, and like looks at my stomach and like does all whatever. So that's been kind of cute actually, because well, he cares. So there's that. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I'll get into, that's kind of all I wanted to say for like the first kind of trimester. My experiences, the first 14 weeks. Like I said, this channel's not going to turn into a pregnancy channel. There are a few videos I do want to upload within the next week, you know, just to kind of cover the whole initial experience. The next one I'll probably do a Q&A, and then I'll do the week 15 weekly vlog. So that'll be like next week, and then by then we'll be back to regular scheduled programming. But if you guys can comment down below like how much you want to see, how much you don't want to see, I will not be offended if you're like, please just stick to your regular videos and just include wee bits here and there. Like, I will not be offended by that whatsoever. But if you're also someone that's like, show me everything, then let me know down below what it is you want to see. Body changes have been fun, and I'll speak about this in my next video, and I'll speak about it in my Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please post them down below in the comment section. I do have a bunch from my Instagram Q&A, but I'd like obviously to take the YouTube ones into consideration as well. But I hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for all the lovely comments as well. Like, I've never felt more like appreciation and support on my social media channels as I have in this past like 4 or 5 days, and it actually made me emotional. That's another thing. I've not even written that down, but dear Lord, I'm an emotional wreck, and that's not me as a person. But thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.